Monday this week, 7 million green-lipped mussels were sunk into the deep in Hauraki Gulf here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. This is to reverse decades of long decline in numbers as well as mitigate the impact of destructive fishing practices and climate change. One of the people behind this is Dr. Jenny Hillman, a marine scientist from the Auckland University. She's one of the ones leading the way, and she joins us on the program today. Good morning, Jenny.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. So Monday morning, you went off with your team of people to do this, dropping just, what are you doing today? Oh, just dropping 7 million mussels into the Gulf as you do. How did that go?
It went really well. It's becoming a pretty standard day for us, which is exciting, but like you said, quite different to most people's day, I think.
Yeah. And how long? So the mussels, they came from Coromandel?
Coromandel,
So
yeah.
they were on a barge or something?
Yeah, so the barge came across. They left at 4 a.m. So very nice of them to come across for us because it's about a 4.5 hour steam for them.
Okay.
And then the barge puts them into the water with our support.
Yeah. When you say put them in, I mean, you don't just sort of pour. How do you do? Because you don't want to break them, right? How do you put 7 million mussels into the ocean?
So they come in these big sacks, big white sacks. And on the barge, they have a crane basically that lifts it up. And then underneath each sack, you just undo the bottom and then they pour out of the bottom out of a smaller hole. So they're not going too fast.
Yeah.
And then you slowly move the barge as you go so that they spread out a bit on the bottom. You're not just putting them all in one big pile.
Oh, that
So we
makes
just
sense.
did that systematically to make the experiment that we wanted on the seafloor.
Yeah. And so how long did that process take of, releasing them once they were there?
We did half a day last Thursday. So it took most of the day last Thursday. And then the other half we did on Monday, which took till early afternoon. So yeah, a couple of days work mainly.
Yeah, now tell us about the humble mussel, Jenny. I'm somebody who enjoys eating them, but I understand that they're referred to as ecosystem engineers. Tell us about the humble mussel and what they can do.
Yeah, so they're pretty incredible animals, especially the green-lipped, which is endemic to New Zealand, so only found here, nowhere else in the world. The rest of the world is very jealous of us for it. But they can get really big. They can live on sand and mud, and we call them ecosystem engineers because by just putting down this one animal, the mussel, they create this whole new world on the seafloor because they create this 3D structure that other animals then come and live in and on and under, which then attracts other animals, their prey themselves, but they're also filtering the water as they feed. So they literally make the water cleaner as they eat, which is just incredible and a really useful resource, especially around our coastal areas where there's a lot of sediment and other things going into the water.
Yeah. So did somebody give you these mussels? How did you get them to even, be dropped off there?
We have a really big project called Hauraki Gulf that works all the way across the Gulf, doing these kind of deployments in various different areas, working with iwi really closely.
Yes.
So this particular drop was working with Ngāti Manihiri, who are up in the north. We're supported by industry, so the mussel aquaculture industry, which is mainly around the Coromandel up here, are really supportive, but we do get funding from various sources to then be able to support these kind of drops, because there's a lot of work that goes into this. It's only 2 days of work on the water, but there's a lot of work, years of planning that goes into it beforehand.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that you've done this in the Hauraki Gulf, is that right?
No, we've had projects going for more than 10 years now, in various different places, but this one and the one we did 2 years ago with Ngāti Manihiri as well in this similar region were the biggest ones that have ever been done in the world. So that's been really exciting to see.
So how, I'm the furthest thing from a marine scientist. So how do you know when it's kind of working, Jenny?
We go back and we monitor regularly from now on. So now the really exciting part for me starts, which is when we get to go underwater and see what they're doing down on the seafloor and see the changes that they're making.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll do that regularly. We've got some planned for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll go back in a month, and then every few months after that for years, just keep going back regularly to see what's happening, and then we'll run various experiments to understand what kind of benefits these animals are providing, because there's still a lot we just don't know, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Do you know what the rules are about fishing in the Hauraki Gulf for mussels?
You can there's a take limit, 50 a day, I believe, per person.
Yeah.
We prefer people not to take off these beds yet because we
Sure.
really want them to grow and self-sustain and become a really healthy living population before anything can be taken from them.
Yeah.
So we do try and keep location slightly secret.
Yeah, I understand that. So what's your hope for the future, with what you're going to see and the impact it's going to make on the environment, Jenny?
They're already making an impact, which is really exciting, but it's still really early days in this kind of research. Like I said, it's leading the world. Oyster research is much further ahead. They started a lot further long ago. And so for us, it's just learning as we go. We're learning so much from all of the various projects that we run around the shellfish restoration.
Yeah.
And so learning as we go to see what benefits they provide, how we can help them, and what we can do about making the seafloor and our coastal regions a much healthier place, which benefits all of us, including future generations to come, which is really important, both of humans, but also of the animals that live in the water.
For sure. Hey, that's really exciting. And if you're listening and you want to find out more, you can actually head along to the website reviveourgulf.org.nz and find out more about this incredible initiative here in New Zealand. Dr. Jenny Hillman, thank you so much for your time today.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you can catch all our interviews on Star. See you next time.